What's up? In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to generate 500 or more, 1,000, maybe even 2,000 if you do it for long enough, leads through one LinkedIn post, even if you have less than 100 followers. So you probably read that uh, headline and thought this guy's talking nonsense, but I'm just going to talk you through how that works. So obviously, it's not just going to be from impressions if you only have 100 followers. The only possible way to do that would be if you went viral, and that's not something that happens at the start of your journey. It takes six, eight, nine. Sometimes people never go viral because it takes a good while to figure out how to get there, and also it comes as a function of posting every day and then kind of getting into the rhythm, um, and that can take time. I'm going to show you how to kind of circumvent that. So everyone's looking for like the quick hack on how to create content and get leads out of it. I'm not saying that this is like I'm not saying that this is like going to completely reduce the amount of work to zero, but it'll actually get you pretty close. So let's talk through the system. So first step is we need to create a very targeted, value driven, and also authority based post that solves a specific problem for a specific person and calls them out. So what I did, what I've done multiple of these posts in the past, but this one I did 3 days ago, and you can see straight away kind of what the purpose of it is. So I help people get customers through LinkedIn. I help B2B companies get 3 to 5 customers through LinkedIn. That's generally my like higher level value proposition. I wrote this post about how fractional consultants can get 2 to 3 clients through LinkedIn every month. So this is the hook that people will see, and if a fractional consultant reads this, it's going to perk up in their minds that this is for me. And if they want this outcome and they're in need of clients at the time, which a large percentage of them are, they'll probably click see more to read a bit more. So what I do then, and the purpose of the text in this post is to explain how to do that. So I've put something in front of them that's logical. So this is the what. Now I have to explain how. I have to explain to it on a high level. So I'm obviously not going to, that's a pretty big undertaking. 2 to 3 clients a month could be worth four or $500,000 of business per year to the company. So it's a pretty big undertaking. But what I want to do is give an overview of a system to prove that I have something in place that can potentially help them. Now, this is a 10-step system that it's kind of my overview system, I would call it, or this is how I help most people. What I've done in this post is I've changed the tone and changed how it's worded to talk to the problems that fractional consultants may experience the most. So in this case, I've said, sell a system, not your time. Closed systems are easier to sell because prospects find them easier to understand. A lot of fractional consultants that I've seen in the past, they sell their time, or they might say, hire me instead of a full-time employee. But that actually, they don't realize that logically makes sense, but that's actually diminishing their value a lot because they're saying, I'm the cheaper version. But really, it should be the other way around. They need to build up their value to show why they're worth such a high retainer. So a closed system is the way to do that. This point will kind of hit them between the eyes and say, this is the reasoning why that is the case. And then I'll go into to explain, how to do that further down the point. So we have 10 points here. I'm not going to go into detail in this video. You can have a look at this post if you are a fractional consultant and you want to do this. Um, it's on my timeline, but basically the purpose of the text here is explain in more detail what I outlaid in the hook. The text forms as like an appetizer, I call it, and then we have a video. So this video is 15 minutes long, which is the max you can share on LinkedIn. I actually made it 18. I had to do some editing, which wasn't ideal, but 50 minutes long, and that explains in more detail what I just said in the post and adds nuance that I just couldn't add in text without blowing it up and making it way too long. So what the video does is it, much like this video that you're watching of me, it gives me an opportunity to talk to the people and build trust that I know what I'm talking about because I can use my words to deliver that extra level of understanding that I could only have really if I've done this hundreds, thousands of times in the past. Um, and then you have that, like it doesn't need to be high production or even slide deck or anything like that. As you can see here, I just started recording over the text and talked as I go along, kind of use this as like an outline, not a script, because no one wants to read. If you're just reading from a script, that's a waste of time. But use this as an outline, go into a lot more depth, show examples on screen if that makes sense. Ideally, case studies or people you've worked with in the past to do the same thing. Record that, post it with the thing, and then there's just a PS. I just say a PS. DM me fractional for more details. I'm not going to show my inbox here because I don't want to show any names of people who are messaging in. But I got a lot of leads from this. I think if I did this last um Friday. I think today is Monday, and I've got about 15 inbound leads. But that's not where the 500 leads are going to come from. So I'll talk you through that now. Just give me 1 second. So after the post has gone live on my timeline, now I need to distribute it. So I'm not just going to wait around for sometime in the future. Hopefully, a fractional consultant will take the effort to go into my LinkedIn profile, go to view all content, and then scroll down in my timeline. Because on LinkedIn, your posts get lost pretty quick. If anything is more than 3 days old, people just won't see it. But that doesn't mean it doesn't have value. So what I've done is I've created an outreach campaign to send this directly to thousands of fractional consultants. So um, this campaign that you're looking at here, what it does is first it says it figures out if I'm connected with the person in the list. If I am, then it'll send them the message, and the message is pretty straightforward. It'll just be, hey, first name, I shared a post you might find useful. It's about how fractional consultants can get 2 to 3 clients per month on LinkedIn. Here's the link, and then I share the link to the post and just say enjoy, and then I have a follow-up message that I go with that as well. And if I'm not connected, it'll send a connection request with a message and so on, and then send roughly a similar message to those after. So what this does is it allows me to distribute this at scale over time. So I can write one post and I can send this to 2,000. I think I have 2,300 people in this list, and there are another 10,000 people so that I can send to them in the future. So from one post, I know that it's going to be highly targeted, and I know it's going to be highly valuable, and I will get a lot of responses. So I can write one post that's going to be, I'm going to be feeling the effects of that for weeks and months to come. So like I would still always recommend posting daily content so that you keep top of mind with people, and you keep building that trust, chipping away at the trust barriers that people will have up. However, if you have a small amount of leads, followers, it can be very frustrating getting started, and you don't know how to really break through those first 400 or 500 followers. So I'd write a post like this, set up a campaign that targets either your market in general, or even better, a specific niche within your market. Like I help B2B companies, but this post is towards fractional consultants. So if there's enough people, if there's over 1,000 people in one of your sub niches or your segments, write a post for them and just send it to them over time. So this has the secondary benefit of, if they don't respond now, they're in your following, so that when you post, your content will go to them first, and then maybe 6 months, 8 months down the line, they'll end up becoming a lead. So yeah, this is how you can get 500 leads from one LinkedIn post, even if you have 100 followers or less from getting started. So do this, implement it on your LinkedIn, and message me with the results when you get loads of clients. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Thanks.